Okay, so we are now recording and I'm going to share so y'all see what I see. Okay, let me get to the main. I'm on the wrong page.
I'm wondering if should I be able to see it on my phone?
You might not be able to, but I'm gonna record it and that way you can go back and watch it if you need to, but I think you'll be fine, babe. I don't think
Oh,
you'll need
okay.
to. So yeah, I think you'll be fine. I don't know if you can see it on the phone or not. Um, I was just gonna kind of go over the talking points. Usually whenever I do these, most of my students have never um, completely got through the full activity page or meant the full welcome day, and everybody in this class has already completed all the agreements and the syllabi agreements, the academic integrity and the student handbook. So everybody's good and the check-in. So I'm not going to
That's
touch base on
awesome.
that. Yeah, because everybody's done that. My main worry was the new Moodle layout, the new theme, if it was going to be
Oh, goodness.
Yes,
Yeah.
if it was different to everybody, if they had any questions about it, and just so I'm going to go to the course and student resource module. This is where all information that you need about the course is there. So any student, I'm going to say for those that are going to pop in later or watch the recording, there is a link within the additional information that shows how to use Moodle in the new Boost theme. That way, so there's no confusion at all. Um, do you like it? Have you opposing factors about it? Is there anything is it similar,
Um, so
different?
what I've noticed so far is okay, I don't really know. I don't think it's my internet, but it kind of seems slower than the other
Okay.
one did. And
Mhm.
something else that I've kind of noticed is you kind of have to keep, maybe I'm just not user friendly enough with it yet, or I'm just not familiar enough with it, but it seems like you keep having to go back to like the dashboard, or like you can't just go easily like you were able to other areas. You kind of have to
Right.
start from the beginning and then find your way back, which that's kind of confusing, but it just might take some getting used to.
And it is, and I'm glad you brought that up. All of my document, any link that you click on, I've tried to set it to where it opens in a new window or it opens on a new page. That way, so you don't have to click the back button or go back. Okay, and so I've tried to set all of mine up like that. The new dashboard where like as on the top, instead of going to the dashboard, you have your actual modules that are laid out to the left column in tabs. And then so like say we're on module one, because I have the due dates from January 13th to January 21st, for example. And just click on it and then you can get to it that way. But anything that's like a page or a PDF or anything like that, I've tried to set it up so that it pops up in a new window. So that way you can just close it out and you're right back on the page where you left off.
Oh,
And that's,
good.
yeah,
Okay.
and that's what we're all working on. I know I have 2339 set up like that in my 1311. I'm still working on one of my other classes, getting all of that done. It's been a big change for us because the layouts changed so much from our perspective, the instructor view. So we're having to like flip flop and like cut and paste and add stuff and take away and just to make it more user friendly for y'all.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So, anyways, but yeah, that's our goal. We're trying to get it to where everybody can uh just that way everything opens individually instead of you having to go back to the dashboard every time because the dashboard takes you to all your courses. Then you have to click back in that course again and then do it that way. So, if you can utilize the tabs on the left of the screen, then that's you know what module you're on because the dates are given, and then that way you can go right back to where you were. That's easier than going to the dashboard.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Okay.
I'll start doing that.
Okay. Yeah. And then it's just like I said, getting familiar with it. You were used to the old way and it just makes it changes. Nobody likes changes. And I don't like
Yeah,
changes. But we've got to
exactly.
change. We're in healthcare. So um, okay. So yeah, I was gonna want to just point out to everybody who will pop in later or re-watch this. Just remember the course and student resource module. It has everything that you need to know. I'll try to offer all that there. Um, Again, the welcome day had all the agreements. Everybody's done that. We started off with module one, where you only got 6 days left, I believe, to the module. Have you been able to review the activity page or the assignments? Do you have any questions?
Yes. Okay. So I went ahead and I looked over the assignments, and I actually just finished the first one. So I turned
Okay.
that one in.
Okay.
And there were, okay, on the second assignment though, I
Uh-huh.
noticed it said something about like, okay, the three, I'm sorry, I don't have it right in front of me, but it said
You're fine.
something about finding three of something and to make a table. Is that right?
Okay, yes. Okay, so in the back of the book, like if you wanted to, you could go and scratch off the code and log in and do the student resources, and then the table's built for you. But in the end of the chapters, there's going to be probably four chapters, 4 or 5 chapters that I will actually use the case study within the actual book that's at the end of the chapter. Okay, and
Okay.
so for assignment 2, what you're going to be doing is you're going to rebuild that table. Okay, that's given to you
Okay.
in the case study. So you're going to have like the operations work area based on the scenario. So you have your release of information, the outsourced transcription, and the patient portals. Okay. And then your
Okay.
job is to try to assess the scenario, and you got to make sure and you include all the assumptions and then deliverables. And then two of the deliverables I've included in the description within Moodle to make it easier for y'all. So you do your
Oh,
improvement
okay.
goals. Yeah, you include what improvement goals you want to make toward that department. So like for release of information, what is your improvement goal? And then you have to assess it and then point it toward a type of management or leadership theory that would help you to make that improvement goal successful. So you're just
Oh,
rebuilding a
okay.
table, and then so for each of those 3 areas, you're going to have 3 improvement goals based on the scenario because the scenario has a lot of issues in it, and you want to see what kind of goals you can improve within those areas, right? And then
Right.
you're going to point it to a type of leadership or management theory that will help you better assist to improve those goals.
Okay.
And then like the projected dates of completion, and I've just completed the rubric. I finished it yesterday. So if you want to look at the rubric, that's within the assignment, and that way so you can know that you're touching base fully on all the criteria. But the main criteria that's being graded is going to be the deliverables. Okay. And so,
Okay.
and then that's how it's going to be on all the case studies. And so for like component 1, like one example of how scientific management theory can be utilized to improve the management of release of information turnaround times within the scenario. And I said that it can be confilled with the table. So within the table, apply one of the goals for release of information. Okay, so that will cover that component. Okay, and then,
Okay.
yeah, and then component 2 should be used within the table in an area you feel best fitting. And component 2 is an example of how a humanistic management theory can be utilized to improve an employee relations within the scenario. So figure out a humans relations goal and then make sure it fits within the humanistic management theory. So you can put that under any
Okay.
of the 3 that you want. Okay. And
Okay.
then on the last one, identification of a leadership theory that Jamie should embrace in order to effectively lead her team. Well, at the top, it says identify 2 management or leadership theories that Jamie can utilize whenever you're making them the main goal of the table for your actual manager. You're making this assignment or this table for your manager. So you can make up a name, you can put your own name, who's going to be the manager, and then the goal, you can suffice it and make that for the management or leadership goal, provide one management or leadership theory, and then this will cover component 3. Okay. So, and I've included that in
Okay.
Moodle and then just map it out. I mean, it's going to be a little time consuming. Assignment 1 was easy. It's just getting y'all in there and getting y'all's thoughts, going. And, but some of the case studies can be time consuming. Some modules, module 2, it's going to be a lot more quiet, but it's going to cover a lot as far as the reading, important stuff. But I broke out the most important stuff that I felt like y'all needed. Module 3 is going to be busy. Um, and like I said, module 4 is going to be kind of easy. And there's going to be some that are going to be busy, busy. And then some that are, you know, it, you're going to feel like it'll take you the whole 8 days, 9 days. So, and because there's just a lot to cover. And, um, but yeah, anytime, any questions, please ask me. I love giving y'all guidance. I love sharing my opinion, trying to, trigger y'all's little neurons to start working and getting y'all going in the right direction. So I beg for y'all to contact me and ask me with any questions. Um, Another thing that I was going to point out, I did provide the due dates list at the top of every time you log in, you'll see the due date list. So if that's something you want to print out, you can print it out and just mark through it as you go. or you can take those due dates and you can put them into your own calendar so you have reminders or a planner or anything like that. Um, the activity lists or are provided for every module. Um, I do have virtual office hours. They're not mandatory. It's just something where I want to make myself specific times available to y'all, but that doesn't mean y'all can't reach out to me anytime at all. Like I provide my cell phone, I provide my email, I'm available on weekends, after hours, and like most of our meetings I do after hours for my students because most of our students traditional are 8 to 5, working moms and so or men and so that's why we make ourselves available in the evenings. We do like to utilize Google Hangouts. There is information in the course and student resource module how to set up the Google Hangouts. It's just like texting, so it's immediate. And because they've passed a new policy, we can't text no more with students or anything work related. So we like to use Google Hangouts. Um, what else can I touch on? Okay, yes, another thing. In this course, we are going to have, and I don't know if you've seen it yet, Shayna. There's going to be a group project. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask about that actually.
Okay. And so the group project, and I will do an individual meeting on this once we get it started. I just want to get the first 2 weeks settled in before I assign anybody. Because I think I have 9 or 11, 9, I think in this class. So I'm probably going to break that into 4 and 5. And then I like to based on how I see y'all's responses within the first. Like I can see you being one of my team leaders. I'm just saying.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
I'm gonna put you on that spot. Um, but I'm gonna leave it completely up to y'all. I'm not gonna force anybody to do anything. But anyways, I'll have an initial meeting for that, kind of just to go over the full group project. And this is going to be an actual experience to get all of y'all to be able to facilitate meetings, learn y'all how to do like WebEx meetings and to work virtually from anywhere. Because, like once you get in the field, sometimes you have people that work in different states, and this is the only way y'all can communicate. And with us being
Yes.
online, we like to give y'all that experience. And I will have the group project open up for a majority of the whole entire semester. That way, so y'all can slowly work on it, just as long as I see that y'all are initiating meetings. Everybody has their own job, or, their own assigned task. Um, and then so that's
Will
something
the
that
meetings like be like within each group and then we have to meet like weekly or something?
no, what it's going to be all up to y'all. If y'all want to just do meetings via text messaging group, that's fine. If y'all want to do it just via Google Hangouts, that's fine. The way my last class did it is they did everything through Adobe or Google Hangouts through their Gmail My Mail accounts. And
Okay.
then yeah, and then everybody shares, and then somebody like will create a in Google Docs because that's also another feature y'all get with y'all's My Mail. And so that way that Google Doc, everybody who's added to that doc can make changes to it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's a full more like there's a lot more description within that actual group project module. I have it open. I don't want to scare anybody yet, but like I said, I will have an initial meeting so that way that hopefully everybody will come to, and then whoever comes can relay any information to their team. There will be group discussion boards where each group will have their own discussion forum, and then each individual will be assigned to include research that they found to go toward the presentation. And
Oh.
then y'all are going to be assigned slides or y'all are going to be creating Google Sheets. So it's kind of like a PowerPoint, right? Based on a
Mhm.
specific topic and then cultural diversity and stuff like that. All the information is in the uh, group project module. And then y'all will be assigned slides to that you're going to actual notate and like record yourselves, and then they can all be put together and downloaded, and then that's your full presentation. So it's going to be like you as a group is presenting to a committee within a hospital, and you're just presenting about cultural diversity.
Oh, okay. I think that sounds good. I am just a little intimidated by all the
Right.
steps and all the
Oh
different
yeah.
technological things to do.
Yes. Oh, I know. And it's real, like I have it broken down step by step and it's really easy. And then what I'll also do is like I'll make y'all let me know when y'all have some of y'all's arranged meetings. Like I had some students that they met Sundays at 5 before church, or they met Tuesday nights because Wednesday night all the kids went to church, or something like that. And I would just pop in on a meeting sometimes without anybody knowing, just to listen to see how it's going, or I will pop in and I will listen and then I will jump and give feedback.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So the
Yeah,
whole
because I
thing
would
is,
imagine they really wouldn't take that long. Like everybody would just get on
oh
there and
yeah.
kind of say what part they're doing, and then that would be it, I would think.
Yep. And then, like I said, using the Google Doc, you'll have a Google Doc that y'all can share, and everybody makes notes, so everybody sees it. Anybody can edit it, anybody can do anything. And just like the Google Slides, you pick what slide you want, what you're going to cover, and then the actual assignment breaks it down to what all the minimum that the presentation should include, and y'all can just assign it, boom, 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 and get it done. So it just the
Okay.
yeah, so the purpose is just to get y'all to facilitate meetings, figure out how to organize and then be responsible to be like on meetings because when you're in the work field, they say the meetings at this time, well, I can't because my daughter has basketball. Sorry. I mean, it's just like when you get in practical or something like that. You have to be sure
Mhm.
that you can be there. So,
That's true. Absolutely.
and this gives you that little bit of experience. Baby, I'm on stop. So my daughter's at the office with me.
Oh.
So, okay, yeah, and the group project, like I said, I'll send an email out on that once I get all the details. I just want to see kind of I have some of y'all I have good feelers for. I already know what kind of students you are, and then some that are new. But I want to kind of make it even groups. With me having an odd number, I'm gonna try to make it as fair as I can as far as 4 and 5. Um, and then usually I wait till after the drop date just because that way all the students that are going to drop, there's no sense in them putting time into it if they're, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, absolutely.
because this class is so busy and I've changed this class from 7 modules to 12 modules. So it makes it to where I want y'all to go ahead and be able to get started.
Yes, absolutely. Do we have any modules that like are 2 weekers?
Not in this class because of, and the way spring break where I had it with 12 modules broken out. And then so that leaves, I think, 7 modules in the first before spring break. So those are all going to be 7 to 8 days. Okay. And then
Okay.
after spring break, I think I have 4 modules, 4 or 5, and then those are going to be anywhere from 8 to 10.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so there's going to be odd due dates. I try to get as many due on Sundays as I could, but there's going to be some Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturdays. And I know when I did my bachelor's, the modules that open on a Saturday and close on a Saturday, I did not like because I felt like I needed that whole first week, and then the weekend is when I would do it. But when it's due on that Friday or
Yes.
Saturday, I mean, especially because you're so used to that with all the other courses that you've taken with our curriculum and um, but yeah, this class is it's a different breed because we got so much because of all the management aspects of it.
Yeah.
And so,
Absolutely. I know that's usually how I do it too, is like because I work Monday through Friday. And so I'm like,
mhm.
okay, the bulk of my work usually gets done on Saturday.
Yes, yes, and that's how I was. And I tell y'all not to procrastinate, which we don't use any other labs in here, but which I did procrastinate. I'm not gonna lie, but I tell my students not to. It's no bueno, especially when they're
Absolutely. I
due on a
know.
Saturday or a Friday.
Oh, yes. That terrifies me. I'm afraid like my computer will shut down or something
Yes.
crazy will happen.
And see, but you're good. Look at you, girl. You've already got module one or assignment one done, and you get in there and review them. As long as and that's one thing that I would do. I was always go in and review them as soon as the module open. That way, so you can have a thinking spot to start on. So you kind of
Yes.
know what you're doing. Always review the assignments before you even do the reading. And then I think that
Yes.
helps guide you. I mean, in this class, because like you're going to read and go to the assignment, you're like, well, the reading doesn't tell me nothing about it. Well, it's because it's critical thinking. This is a very critical thinking course. And the reading is just to give you a little insight to the situation. Then you got to go above and beyond that. So just like
That totally
2443,
makes sense.
yeah, and so just like 2443, when you did it the first 5 modules in that class, it was more the critical thinking before we got into the stats. Um,
Mhm.
that's how this class is, but it's the full class is like this, like that. So
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know.
yeah, so yeah, just critically think. I give, like I said, my email, Hangouts, all the information that you need, and I'm readily or easily available all the time, especially on weekends. I stress Google Hangouts because it's immediate. Um, and then sometimes I might not check. We go to the ranch every weekend most of the time, and so I might not check my email until Sunday at 5. And then you might just be
Oh.
looking at the assignment. So I tell my student, don't wait till then. If you Google Hangout me on Friday or Saturday morning or anytime, it'll come immediately. And then I can immediately respond.
Okay, and that Google Hangout thing, I'm sorry, I'm so
Uh-huh.
technologically
No, you're
behind on
fine. You're
things
absolutely
lately.
fine.
Do you just
You're
click
fine.
on it and then it'll get to wherever I need to go? Is it like a
Yes,
chat or something?
it is. So, like, if you'll go to the, since I'm still recording, so like on the course resource page, and then you can go down to, where is it at? Watch me not have it in this course. Of course, I didn't add it to this one. Okay, but there is step by step. I will go at it first thing. But when you're in your email, for say, and then if you want to do it from your computer, and then to the very left under like it has inbox starred, shared, sent, drafts, blah blah blah, and then there's a little plus sign beside your name, and then you can just add me. And then within your apps on your phone, you can go in and add Google Hangouts and Google Message. I have step-by-step directions, and I promise I will add it in the class. I feel so silly now.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, but Google Hangouts and Google Meet. And Google Meet is how we do is the app that you have to have on your phone in order to do the virtual office hours when we meet at our specified times. But I have the
Okay.
step-by-step directions, and I will absolutely get them put in the class before I leave here tonight.
Okay, because I'm sure I'll have to use that to reach you at some
Yeah.
point. I already know it.
Right, and then if it's on a weekend, and then I just like to stress that. I mean, I do check my emails, but there might be times, like when we're sick. But if it's, text is immediate, so it comes right then. I can't avoid it. The my cell phone when I have my cell phone, my emails doesn't pop up immediately. I have to actually physically go in and check it. So, but the Google Hangouts pops up immediately, just like a text message. So,
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
okay, yes, I will go add that. Anyway, so I hope I'm gonna stop recording now.
Okay.
Okay, let me log into that other class just to make sure, because I know I put it in there.
Oh, okay.
Are you in? You're just in my 2339. Are you in my 2335? You've already done that.
Which one was that one?
The coding and reimbursement. You did it before you graduated with your cert.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that one was good. That was hard, but it was a good class.
I've completely changed it too. I rebuilt it 2 semesters ago, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and then I have to rebuild it because a new book came out, so I have to rebuild it for summer again.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yes. So where is that at? General tips. I will find it and then I'll get it to y'all.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but yeah, that way it'll be step by step how to sit there in communication. I cannot imagine where it went. But yeah, so I've revamped it to include like now I do all claim submissions and days not funable, like all that stuff. So
Oh, wow.
yes, it's crazy. Anyway, sweetie, do you have any other questions?
I don't think I have any. I think you went over all the things that I was worried about. So now I'm
Okay.
ready to get in it.
Get it and get it going.
Absolutely.
Well,
But I guess, are you going
awesome.
to be doing these every week?
In my classes, I don't. The only time I will is like whenever, um, like if there's several of y'all that are like struggling, and then I'll call for a meeting. Or usually most of the time I just do one-on-ones because the questions arise at all different times. Um, I am planning on eventually what my goal is once I get all the classes completely done. I've been started like in my other classes, I'll do a lecture where it's just me, nobody else, and I will go over the module itself and the actual assignments and go into more detail about them. I'm
Oh,
trying
that's
to add that
awesome.
in, and I'm trying to add that into this class, but with me just building this class, like like last minute trying to get it all put together. I haven't started on any of the lectures yet. I might try to do one for module two so that way you'll have it. Because module two, I think there's only one assignment in it, but it just breaks on key points and you won't have a problem with module two at all. Um, module
Oh, well, good.
Module three is going to be a little more. We will be doing the case study in module three as well as additional cultural diversity assignments. Um, but and I'll try to get in there and start doing those for y'all because I know I have some students, and then I have students, that don't like to ask questions. So that's why I like to have the videos. That way, so at least they have that additional guidance. Um,
Hmm.
I'll try to get in there and get those done. I can't promise that every module will have one, but I do not actually do hosted meetings unless it's virtual office hour and somebody messages me and lets me know that they want to participate within that time frame. Um, but it's just I like to have it set on stone so that way I'm prepared to have it if somebody messages within that time. But if not, then I'm just open any other time.
Okay, awesome. Well,
So,
that's good. If I ever have any problems, then I'll do the Google thing.
okay, yeah, just Google me, and then if you need to do a one-on-one or just chat over the phone, or if I need to share my screen and us talk it out, whatever you need.
Oh, that is so awesome. Okay, well, I'll keep all that in
Okay.
mind.
Awesome. Alrighty, sweetie. Well, if you have any questions about any more about the assignment two, the case study, just let me know.
Okay, I sure will. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Yes, you're very welcome, and thank you for joining.
Of course.
All right, have a good evening.
You too.
Uh-huh. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.